life. Right across strawberry fields here in Central Park. It was a sad, sad loss for the entire music world. And in honor of his memory today, we're going to take a walk through his neighborhood, which he called home for many, many years, the Upper West Side. I'm Ariel, this is Urbanist. Let me know where you're watching from. Right now we're starting by Strawberry Fields, where people celebrate his life, his music, here during his and in memory, which was 19. We're watching from. Right over there in still lives there, his wife. So welcome everyone to Strawberry Fields. This area was named in honor of John Lennon. Shortly after his death, Yoko Ono, his widowed wife, actually gave money, donated money to the to the Central Park Conservancy in order to decorate this and landscape it, and also add that mosaic in his honor, which apparently pieces are from the same area in Pompeii. So similar type of style from all the way from back in Pompeii, Italian mosaic makers. Let me show you a little bit more of another song, and then we'll walk around here at Central Park, see if there's decorations in Lincoln Center and also at the other corner of Central Park. And helicopters are flying above. So let me show you one more song at least.
dedicate something to George Harrison, who celebrated his 20th anniversary of the classic 9 Days of December. So we gotta do a George. I need you.
Not the best cell phone reception there because a lot. So let's continue walking around. Yeah, I would stay for at least one more song, but poor cell phone reception there because I think too many people. And also, it's a pretty rainy day, or it's about to be. So that's why I think the cell phone reception is pretty bad. But let me show you here the Dakota, where his widowed wife Yoko Ono still lives. I bet his son visits from time to time, Sean Lennon at least, and. Unfortunately, here's where he was murdered right in front of his own home. Dutch Moz is at Strawberry Fields too. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's awesome. I did not see him, but I hope him well. Glad he's at Strawberry Fields. Susie says you can sing John Lennon songs for us. Well, my favorite, which I don't think they're gonna play, is Happy Xmas, War is Over. I'm not sure if they'll play that, but it's one of my favorite songs, and it is very appropriate for this time of year. Nahid says, any more plans for classic Italian American food? Need. Yeah. Let me know if people want to see more Italian American cuisine. There's a few other dishes I think are worth highlighting, at the very least. So I'm not sure, though, with the Beatle fanatic crew, it's a crowd of people who hardcore Beatleites, and some of them probably hardcore John Lennonites. I'm not sure what their feelings are on the songs that were co-written with Yoko Ono, and that's why I rarely ever hear them, such as Happy Xmas, War is Over. There's a few others that are major songs co-written with Yoko. I think the only one I ever hear that was co-written with Yoko publicly is Imagine itself. But all the others, I barely hear it being played. Let me know if you're a hardcore Beatles fan. Are you okay with playing those songs? It's a kind of a complicated relationship there among the Beatles fandom. But nonetheless, my heart goes out to his family. His loss is still felt because his songs continue living on in the memories of people all around the world. They continue to be played anywhere you go. It is truly one of the classics that I think will live on forever and ever. Many of his songs. Another favorite song of mine from his is Beautiful Boy, which is one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life. And it was dedicated to his little Sean. And that's a great song to listen to as we're standing right out here, because this is the place where he raised Sean Lennon, his beautiful boy, and he dedicated to becoming a stay-at-home dad right here in this very apartment, the Dakota. So right over here is where, unfortunately, he was shot and killed. That night, he actually recorded an interview, which you can still listen to this day. He was coming back he recorded an interview, and then he came back from recording a his upcoming album, and he wanted to come in early in order to kiss his little beautiful boy goodnight, which is Sean Lennon, when he was very young. Usually his car driver, because John did not really like driving his own car, he always had a chauffeur most of his life. He usually drove him right into the courtyard, but unfortunately that night he decided to just stay outside and be dropped off at the curbside. That's where the assailant came and shot him. It was a very, very terrible loss. So you can just imagine what would have happened if John Lennon was driven all the way into the courtyard and not on the curbside. So there's a beautiful Christmas tree there in the center of the courtyard. Let me zoom in. As feels that's such a sad story. Indeed, it is a sad story. Yoko sounds like she is... Well, Yoko has quite an eccentric way of singing, a few people mention. Yoko indeed does have an eccentric way of singing. But a lot of people don't realize, I don't think she gets proper credit, because she did co-write and or inspired many of John Lennon's famous works when he was solo. Especially the first 2 or 3 albums that he made solo, and technically they were made with Yoko. That album that he did, Imagine, was basically with Yoko. So she doesn't get quite enough credit. Imagine itself was directly inspired by one of her poems, and then Happy Xmas War is Over, the entire thing was collaborated with Yoko. The lyrics inside that entire performance was involved. I'll show you more of the outside of the apartment building. So if it weren't for Yoko, we would not have Imagine. Just think about that. Janina says, nice to see you smiling. Oh, I'm glad. So that is Dakota. I would love to someday get inside access. I gotta know how, gotta find out how, but it's such a cool building. So there is a lot of Gothic details on this building. The reason it was called the Dakota was when this was originally constructed, this was one of the first apartment buildings in the Upper West Side. Right now the Upper West Side is covered in apartment buildings. It is the coolest place to see high-rise apartments, I think, in the entire world that are not monolithic communist housing like in Eastern Europe or in Russia. Classic Gothic style or Art Deco style apartment buildings, this is the place. And when it was built, this was the very first one. There was nothing here in terms of high rises. It was a lot of lower rise buildings. A little bit further up was shanty towns, and a little bit further down was a few mansions. And so it stuck out like a sore thumb, and people said it was so uptown, might as well be in the Dakotas, and hence that's why they named it the Dakota. Does someone live in the apartment where he lived, says Kathy? As far as I know, Yoko's still there. She still is a resident of the apartment. Now, Yoko has talked about this in several interviews where she was, and Sean as well has mentioned this, his son, where they would hear piano being played. And they would have John Lennon's classic white piano that he became famous for towards the end of his life. And they would hear it playing late at night. And Yoko has said that several times. She actually saw John still playing that piano late at night. That piano apparently is located in the Steinway Archives, which is in Astoria, Queens, which I also would love to actually check out one day. I don't think it's publicly viewable, though I think they have showcased it a few times. Lauren Bacall lived there as well. Yeah, many celebrities have lived at the Dakota at some point. Let me know if anyone can search what current celebrities live there. I'm very curious who currently lives at the Dakota, if anything is public knowledge. Alaman says Gowl's streamer is in New York right now. He's the second largest streamer in the world. Oh, really? Haven't heard of him, but I will check him out. Gowless streamer. Wendy says, do I have an apartment in Dakota? I don't think I would live in the Dakota, to be honest. It's a bit too old style for me. I prefer the newer apartments or an Art Deco building. This was the neighborhood that John Lennon enjoyed. So let's check out what Christmas decorations are up here. I'm gonna head over to Lincoln Center, which I think is the best place. Ron says, according to insiders, Yoko was the least issue in Beatles breaking up. Yeah, that's the popular tale, but yeah, it was a bit way more complicated than that, and there's gigantic books that talk about that at length. It's probably one of the most like scholarly researched events in pop history is the Beatles breakup. There's countless books on it. Watch the movie Rosemary's Baby, filmed at the Dakota. Yeah. Hey, Helen, how are you? So glad I caught you. You will be on Facebook too? Yes, I will still be live streaming on Facebook. Unfortunately, Facebook is deleting old live videos after about 60 days. So if you want to see any of the Urbanist archive from July 2020, go to Urbanist Exploring Cities on YT. If you want to see a few of the older videos, and maybe in the future I'll post more of the much older videos, go to Urbanist Bonus channel on YT. Urbanist Bonus is the one where there's a few of the classic live streams up there, pre-YT days. Wendy says, sorry about your videos being deleted. Yeah, it's okay. Zuck running out of space. I don't know. It's quite a weird decision, in my opinion. So yeah, people don't know. Unfortunately, most of my live videos prior to the last 60 days have been, it's a part of Facebook's new policy in deleting videos, older live videos. I'm listed as a game streamer because that's the only way I can really go live in high definition, 1080p. So I could give you the best experience. There was no way I could anticipate that type of change to happen. Other live streaming platforms, it is normal to delete Twitch, many others, but I never thought that would happen on Facebook. So I was shocked. But expiring meant that it was going to be unlisted. I would still have access to them, and unfortunately that wasn't the case. Still a few of them that still survive, but all of them were deleted. I've been pretty good at backupping most of those live videos. Live streams, those are about 2,000 live videos. Might have recovered 80% of them that have still in my hard drives. So let's continue walking around. But not on Facebook, despite that terrible new policy. And I'm shocked that they have done this policy. Do you want to know why? It relates to me going to the Facebook offices about 2 years ago, a little bit more than 2 years ago, 3 years ago at this point. I went to the Facebook offices. And I can tell this publicly because now it's pretty public knowledge what they're doing now, the company. So let me know if you want to know that story. Don't forget to come back to Ireland, says Susan. Oh yeah, I would love to go back to Ireland in the summertime.
Yeah, well, bottles by those get
Rebecca says, yeah, I want to know the story. JD says, yeah. Wait a minute. Oh no, my favorite pizzeria closed down. One of my favorite pizzerias. My Pie Pizza Romana closed down. I'm so sad. These guys were great. I hope there are other locations still open. Esfiel says, yes, please tell us the story. All right, let me tell you in just a little bit. Let's walk around the corner. Wow, this has been covered in scaffolding for the longest time, and finally we can see it. So here is one of the older townhouses still survive on 72nd Street, which has become pretty high-rise in the past 100 years. Picasso says, I see videos of yours older than 3 years. Yeah, I've had a YouTube since 5 years ago. I just started live streaming on YouTube 3 years ago. Oh no, 2 years ago at this point, or 1.5 years ago. July 2020 is when I started live streaming to YouTube. I have some older videos on YouTube that were vlogs and some like re-uploaded live videos. Here's Grace Papaya, one of Anthony Bourdain's favorite hot dogs. Have I been to Pizzeria Song in Napoli? I have, but I never featured it on video. Was that the place you feature on the best Neapolitan spots? No, I actually did not feature them in that series of vlogs. The other one that you're referring to is right over here. We're approaching it. It's called Pizza Collective. Do you lose income due to this measure from FB? Ludo, I do not lose income, luckily. It is the policy is not so constructive because as of like 2 months ago, started to be able to monetize my live streams like I do on YouTube. And so that means I can still make money from my live streams after the fact. And they would still continue to be shared years later. But unfortunately, that's no longer the case. So no, luckily I did not lose money, but I lost the opportunity of having those live videos still be shared to this day. So here are my friends, My Pie Pizzeria. You guys want to have a pizza? I watched someone has asked to see S. Bodie. No, they were deleted from my end. It could be that Facebook still has them in their servers, but they were deleted from my end. All right, let me see if they have their special pizzeria. Let's see. Hey man, how's it going? I'm doing a live video right now. Hi.
How you doing?
Do you have the special? Do you have the special pizza from fall?
I have this weekend.
This weekend? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's gonna be chestnuts, shiitake mushroom, caramelized onion, and speck.
Oh, okay.
I just got the ingredients today, so I'm making everything right now.
Oh, that means I missed the pumpkin one.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
that one was just a special for Halloween.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try one anyway. What do you recommend for me to try this time? Any new recipes?
We are
Yeah.
changing the menu soon.
Yeah.
So it's in a couple of weeks probably we're gonna have a new items.
Okay.
So
Oh.
for me the best is always the calabrese and cacio e pepe alone.
I'm glad that you have the cacio pepe now public. I'll try a cacio pepe.
Sure.
Thank you.
Would you like anything else?
That's all.
What is a meat?
What? No, you don't need to, man. Okay, all right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Calabrese.
Caliber says what? Thank you. I appreciate that. How are you doing?
Everything is great.
Here.
How about you?
I'm doing well. Like started walking this area because of John Lennon. He died this time 1980. I'm not sure if you're aware, but he lived in 2 blocks away.
Where? Dakota?
In Dakota, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me introduce everyone. This is Gabrielle, who runs Pizza Collective, and this is one of the better pizzerias, in my opinion, in this neighborhood. And you no longer have competition.
Yeah, because
The one around the corner closed down.
yeah, they closed down. Yeah. Unfortunately, but you know.
Yeah, right. All right, I'll let you attend. Thank you. So let me show you their menu here, so you can get. What do you mean?
The special pizza I'm gonna do for this weekend.
This weekend? Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Not too hot because I want to eat as ASAP to feature. The lasagna looks delicious, says S Fields. Yeah, they're very good lasagnas. I love the bolognese. Have not tried the fungi yet. Highly recommend it.
You gonna eat here?
I'm gonna eat here, yeah. Outside, yeah. April, you would like one of each. Okay. I actually came back from Ireland.
Yeah, you told me that you were, I was gonna ask you, how was it?
It was amazing. There was actually really great pizza there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was really surprised. I did not expect that. But the reason there was so good pizza was because they have great mozzarella and cheese.
Okay.
Because everything's local. So they're known for their amazing cows. So it blew my mind actually. Yeah. Right. Oh, so sorry. Oh, you made it look pretty. Thank you.
Enjoy.
Gabriel, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Anytime.
Well, what's your website so I can tell people to find you?
It's www.pizza-collective.com.
And then Instagram?
Instagram, all the platforms like Grubhub, everywhere.
Pizza
Yeah,
Collective.
everywhere.
Check them out this weekend. Thank you so much, Gabriel.
Thank you.
We'll grab napkins. So they have a nice indoor and a nice outdoor area. You can of course eat inside. They check for proof of V, but as most places now have to do legally. But here they have a nice insulated outdoor area, which is nice. So let me show you the pizza that they have here. Lorraine says, I think he needs to cut this in 300 tiny pieces. Yeah. Pizza for 300, please. He was very nice. These guys have compensated so many pizzas. So do consider visiting them. You know, I come here not, of course, expecting to be given a free pizza because I love supporting small businesses, especially these guys. These are two entrepreneurs in their 20s, and the other guy is not here right now, but Gabrielle and Ricardo are two entrepreneurs from Italy. It's a great story of two guys trying to do the American dream. And I was hoping to try the pizza that was going to be fall themed, but as Gabrielle said, it was only for Halloween time, which was a pizza made with pumpkin puree. But these are two good pizzas to mention regardless. So let's try out a nice pizza. So here is first the cacio e pepe, and he made it look very pretty. I'm very glad that he did this. It is cacio e pepe. Cacio e pepe, of course, is a classic pasta dish from Rome. It is basically pecorino cheese and some black pepper. That's it. And this, they make it into a great pie with some mozzarella cheese on top. Oh wow. Great pizza, very cheesy. The black pepper that they use is so good. I featured them so many times. So many of you already know how this place is. I featured this pizza, I think, once at least, the cacio e pepe. But it has such a rich taste because they use great pecorino cheese and they use great black pepper. And of course, that's what makes a great cacio e pepe. Someone said, Juan, ¿puede traducir parte de contenidos? Sí, claro, esto es una pizzería estilo romana en Nueva York, en el Upper West Side. Y esto es 3 ingredientes, 2 tipos de queso, un queso de pecorino, un queso mozzarella y pimienta negra. So this is black pepper, mozzarella cheese, and pecorino. So someone said, let's see, I think comp is short for complimentary, says Mislav. So Mislav, in the media / press world / influencer world, comped, I use the word comped. Comped means compensated or complimentary. It could be pretty interchangeable. But if you get a comped meal at a restaurant, which I do when I feature a restaurant, here I did not expect a comp meal because I just showed up. I don't want to put them on the spot like that. But when I go to a restaurant that I'm featuring, that is a compensated meal. That's what it means. All right, let's try this out. It's so good. So, Espiel says the dough looks amazing. Not too close to the camera. I want to bite my screen, says Ludo. The dough is amazing. The dough is Roman style dough. Very fluffy. They make it very airy. They either use no sugar or very little sugar because it's American pizza dough that's made with sugar. So I think these guys are also no sugar. and that's why it makes it so fluffy. And it's not really the dough is more like a bread rather than a base as New York style is. Open to suggestions says, have you said when you're traveling to the next country? No, I have not. And everyone, right now, I want to wish happy birthday to Ben. Everyone give Ben a round of birthdays. Ben is from Kilkenny, Ireland, and he's actually the grandson of our dear Kay, who watches and moderates on Facebook. So everyone, a huge happy birthday to Ben, who watches the show from time to time. And I end up meeting him in Kilkenny. He was a really wonderful kid. So happy birthday, Ben. Hope you're having a blast today. Hope you're having an amazing time skateboarding and playing some metal music. And enjoy your time. Round of hearts for Ben, for Kay's grandson. So let's try out the calabrese before I continue eating the rest of the cacio e pepe. It's saucy. I love it. It's slightly spicy. It's like a mild spice. I remember when I originally tried it, it was very spicy. So I think they kind of switched up their ingredients just a little bit. So it's a little bit milder. They put some honey on top of it, which is a very nice touch, very kind of typical American touch. A lot of American pizzas put hot honey on this type of pizza. And I love this is not quite a New York pepperoni. It's let me know the Italian name of this. But it's a very, very saucy pizza, and I love the onions as well. And of course the mozzarella cheese that they use is really, really good. I really love how they updated their menu. It's amazing, really good. They really did a great job in kind of changing up it to make it a little bit more easier to digest, because when they first made it, it was like super punchy, spicy, but this one's a little bit more milder. So Kay says, thank you everyone. Chorizo in Spanish and Italian. Yeah, it's not chorizo. It has a different name in Italian. Has similar taste to chorizo. A little bit less heavy. My parents are from Calabria, and the Italian food is delicious here, says Frankie. Oh, so glad. And Wendy says, oh my God, I love that saucy. Yes, it is very, very saucy pizza. And Marina says, that looks really good. It really does look good. And that's like pepperoni. Iribas, it's like an Italian style pepperoni. Not quite as greasy as pepperoni can get here in America. Does it taste better when it's free, says S. Bodie? I pay for as much of these guys as possible. This is when I'm live, they insisted on compensating this meal, but I come here regularly. Like, I literally do. I really love these guys. David says it looks like Nduja. I don't know how to pronounce that. N-D-U-J-A. Nduja. And Marino says, I love how you enjoy your food. Oh, I'm so glad, Marino. I'm so glad you do. And my spam musabi does not compare to your pizza, says Lorraine. Lorraine, let us know, is there Hawaiian style pizza? Veronica says, I love pizza Hawaiiana. Hawaiian pizza, I do. I wish these guys would make it. They're Italian. I do not want to offend them by asking them to make a Hawaiian pizza. But let me know, should I risk it? Should I risk offending my dear friend Gabrielle and his co-owner Ricardo? Should I risk offending them by asking them to make a Hawaiian pizza? By putting pineapple on this lovely, lovely pizza? I don't know. I'm a huge fan of pineapple. So maybe I should take that risk. If we mention your name, do we get a discount, says Gary? Feel free to mention my name. I can't guarantee the discount. Not in this case. But feel free to mention my name. It won't go wrong. Open Suggestion says they would treat me like the soup guy from Seinfeld. Out. No pizza for you. That's how they'll treat me. Lauren says, let's get Ariel to 50k subs. Marina says, I just took a bite. Ludo says, here's a small contribution to a drink after the pizza. Thank you. We'll still have Lincoln Center left and Central Park. Stay tuned. But as you know, in my videos, we take our sweet time. And sometimes we take detours like this. I used to never be a fan of calabrese, but now I am. I'm really enjoying this version of the calabrese pizza. Susie says, keep a mouthful for us. I'll do my best, Susie. What, a snowstorm? Says Jay. Not here. No snowstorm here, luckily. I think that there's storms happening in the UK and Ireland. Tracy says, stop it, I'm so hungry. Pizzas are dangerous. You gotta make sure you eat it far away from your clothes. George says, put the rest in your pocket for later. I can't. Unfortunately, is not viable. It's not feasible. Patty, you're in Ireland. That's so cool. We have some sleet and snow here in Long Island, though. Oh yeah, it was supposed to snow today, but no, it didn't here in the city. No, it didn't. I'm glad it did in Long Island. Will sharing food virtually ever happen? Says S. Bodie. I hope so. Once I get that multi-billion-dollar budget, I will be sharing food online. I'll be developing technology to do that. Stay tuned. Once I have that Elon Musk type of money, which will happen any point. Miss Lob says, beam me a slice. And Patty says, it looks nice. It does, Patty. Okay. So I'll let all of you know what happened at Facebook about 3 years ago. Ariel, can you put the link later below to yours yet? Helen, where are you referring to? To my YouTube or to these guys? Let me know. So I have one more slice left. Feel free to ask me any questions. Veronica, where are you from? I'm from here, Jackson Heights, Queens. My heritage is Puerto Rican, the entire thing. So Facebook, 3 years ago, I was invited over to their offices and they showed me this demo of a virtual environment. And the virtual environment is recreating a European landmark. I forgot what the landmark was. Catherine asks, are you left-handed? I am indeed left-handed, yes. Technically ambidextrous because I write with my left hand, do more delicate things or more precision-based things with my left. But my strong hand for like playing sports or picking up things, usually I revert to my right. Renee says, Bree relieved that Hawaiian pizza doesn't have POI. What does POI stand for? Ella says YouTube. Okay, we'll do that. So they recreated this European environment and all virtually. And it was all rendering in real time. So through this virtual environment, you can walk around anywhere and it would render in real time, which is really mind-blowing stuff. You know, video games that you play on, everything's made beforehand, most of the time. I think some recent video games have been doing crazy stuff like that, and they were rendering in small little blocks. And they told me that the way they end up rendering these virtual environments was having live videos such as mine and other people, and other videos uploaded to the Facebook site, have it train the artificial intelligence. And now, just a few months ago, Facebook changed its name to Meta, short for Metaverse, because their intention is to make internet from 2D to 3D. 3D means that it's a virtual environment you can walk in, you can touch, you can do anything. How are those virtual environments rendered? Using the data, partly the data from videos like mine and countless other people. I'm just one out of probably tens of millions of people. But the algorithm is nonetheless has learned from that data. So that's why I'm a bit shocked of Facebook's policy, because they just erased all those videos. I'm kind of shocked because I thought those videos were actually very powerful for training their AI. SVL says, because actual life isn't complicated enough, now we have virtual life. Yeah, that's what they want to do. All right, one more bite. Well, I mean, one more slice over here. Feel free to ask me any questions before we continue walking around. Hey, Dr. Tachi, thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, Dave, nice to see you here. Susie says, I'm confused. They will use your videos for their own purpose? They already have used my videos for their own purpose. Again, I'm one of 10 millions of people who are this, but since there's always videos being made, they use it to train their algorithms, to train their artificial intelligence, to recreate environments. So they study every bit of the video, this live video, me walking around New York City. The algorithm learns, oh, this is New York City, this is so-and-so spot, and they use that to teach their artificial intelligence. So in essence, they're using my videos, along with 10 millions of other people out there in the world, to train the artificial intelligence that will bring in tens of billions or more, hundreds of billions of dollars. So think about that. Do you have a magic plate where there's always extra pizza slices appearing, says Gary? Nope, just this is literally the last one. Frank says, you're from Puerto Rico. I would love to hear your insight on the new West Side Story. Yeah, especially since it's New York related as well. Let me know if everyone wants to see a video where I do it live immediately after seeing West Side Story. Let me know. Spiel says, yes, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Giselle says, yes to a West Side Story video. That's a great idea, says Susie. Okay. I wish I could actually take all of you to the movies. That'd be really cool. But unfortunately, copyright issues. Wendy says, are you on later? Yes, 7 p.m. I'll be on from a major New York City landmark, covering a concert of some major artist. I know the landmark. I won't tell which one, but you're in for a nice surprise. I don't know the artist, so I can't tell you anything about the artist because I don't know who it is. But I was assured that it's someone people know. A lot of people know. Barbara says, shocked, appalled, saddened that Facebook has been using your videos and deleting them. Grossly unfair. Yeah, it is. And Sarah, hello. Welcome. Nice to see you here. Robert says, if you read Facebook terms and agreements, you'll be shocked to learn that they have videos and pictures as their property. Yeah. And they can use them without your permission. Yeah, they do. Open Suggestion says that's why Facebook is free. Indeed. And Weird Owls in Times Square? Ooh, I don't know about that. But let's continue walking, shall we? It was a great pizza. Wow. Panajota says it's nothing new. It's newish in terms of the scale of exploitation. Yes, you do sign the terms and conditions, I get it, but the terms and conditions are so dense, a lot of people are not reading them, and they're so specific. And then people have asked, was I warned by Facebook? Facebook various times has said that they were going to start expiring videos. Due to that wording, I assumed it was just unlisting them because that's what expiring means to Facebook. But of course, I could have read more in detail, and I didn't. And they do warn that it was going to be deleted. However, the reason I wasn't really paying attention to that is because Facebook does bombard me with a lot of emails. And I don't read most of them because a lot of them are marketing emails. So I just did not really read that closely. And I don't think I would do otherwise anyway, because why read so many emails? Are your videos all available on YT? Since July 2020. Okay, let's look around. this was amazing. Oh wow, really mind blowing. I like that you made it just slightly less spicy than you guys used to make it. Yeah, so I really like that. Have a good day, man. Thank you. Ciao. Susie says, can you opt out from your videos being used to train their algorithm? No, technically you can't. You can't opt out of that, unfortunately. Whew, now I'm full. Oh my God, that was quite a detour. Panajota says most creators don't read the terms and conditions. So it's a bit more complicated than that, because none of these companies, of course, are doing nothing wrong legally. But imagine hanging out with a friend, and this friend, you know, comes with you a piece of paper and it says, sign this, we're gonna have a fun time. We're gonna hang out, we're gonna have a fun time. And of course you sign it because you're your friend, you just want to have a fun time, and you read it, maybe skim through it, and then you're done, you sign it. And then within those clauses, it says, A, you will owe them money if you cancel before time. If you leave ahead of time, you owe them money. Or another clause might say that they're recording the entire conversation. Everything that they say while hanging out is their property now. Imagine if a friend does that. While they legally did nothing wrong, because they legally got you to sign a contract, it is still rather unethical. And you can even discuss the morality of it. But even beyond the morality, it's not really a friendly thing to do. And people experience that with like prenuptials and marriages. So that's what happens in most of online media. Yeah, you know, I can go on my own and post on my own website. But you know, not much people are gonna see that. The odds are not in the favor of an individual posting on their own website, because there is no platform, there is no audience. And I can build an audience from scratch, but the search algorithms are not in my favor, because Google prioritizes searches from YouTube and now TikTok. Facebook has most of the share of attention, and all that share of attention is developed over time with their apps in order to gain your eyeballs, basically, keep you tuned in through many, many, many different means. They develop through very tricky means in terms of tricking your psychology to get you hooked. So all these things get you hooked on these platforms. So there isn't really a way, it's a bit of a catch-22 for a content creator to say, well, it's your choice to go on these platforms, so tough for you. Ooh, they deleted everything, tough for you. It's still not nice. Yeah, legally they did nothing wrong, of course. Of course, just like many creators and basically anyone who uses the platform, I signed the terms and conditions. But it isn't nice. It isn't nice. And you could say, well, the world isn't nice. Touché. But why not? Why do we have companies that choose to exploit its users and its creators, far outsizing how much they get from you and make profits from you than from you getting anything in return? And you can say that's just the business, but it is kind of a shitty business. because that business is based on exploitation. It isn't bad. No one's suffering, luckily, at least not too terribly. And luckily, we have not reached a point where that many people are suffering. Some are, of course. And you can get much more in depth as to kind of seeing the connections between certain political turmoils around the world, or civil uprisings that could be tied to social media and to content online. Yeah, you can make those ties. But luckily, the majority of people are not suffering physically. And probably the mental suffering is not that big, but still not nice. And of course, it could always go very, very, very wrong. So think about that. And someone left a super chat. Let me know who it was. Let me know who it was. Hey, Panagiotas, thank you so much for the super chat. Let me know what was the message that Panagiotas put. So a few people asked where to see West Side Story. This is one of my movie theater recommendations if you're based here in New York. AMC, Lincoln Square, great movie theater. In my opinion, it's the best AMC. Always has the best crowd as well of people. It's a bit of old school style in terms of its look, because this movie theater, I think, was built in the late 1980s, but it's decorated. Each different cinema is decorated a different theme, which all were themed after some type of part of the world, such as Spanish architecture or Chinese or whatnot. So highly recommend coming here to the AMC Lincoln Square. Coffee on Me wasn't nothing new about TOSs and your videos, Ariel. It was about virtual reality. Oh yeah, thank you so much. So here's a West Side Story costumes. Actually, ooh, this is cool. They have the costumes. This is a replica, so it's not the real costume that they wore on the movie set, but it's a replica of the costume worn by the character Anita, which I think was played by Rita Moreno in the original. Alma says, I just popped in late. I wanted to hear the sounds of New York City. I'm so glad. And this is worn by the character Bernardo. So here we see the characters behind them, this guy. They're both Puerto Ricans in the film. Just like the original, both characters were also in the original film and the original musical. So we got Bernardo right over there, kind of wearing a really interesting shirt. This is really interesting. Let me know if this was actually seen in the 1950s. I know the pants were, and they're pretty high-waisted, which was normal back in the 1950s. But let me know about this shirt. I know many people have that we have people tuning in that were alive during the 1950s. So, and beautiful dress thing underneath. Not sure how to call it, but love that detail. All right, let me walk inside. Let me see if there's other costumes, because sometimes they have more costumes inside. I'll show you a peek into the theater. So no more costumes inside here. Sometimes they do. It's called Petticoat. Thank you so much, Christina. So I love the decorations in here. I'll show you the movies that they're showing, and then I'll show you a little bit of peek of how it looks on top. So you have to show proof of V to get inside. And then these are very easy to use. I assume a lot of people are familiar with movie ordering systems. You can easily order your tickets now immediately here. We got Come On, Come On, Ghostbusters, House of Gucci, Dune, Belfast, all the Irish viewers out there. French Dispatch, many others. This is directed by Kenneth Branagh. Alright. Oh, only 10 people. So they have three cinemas downstairs. Sorry everyone, I can only order 10 tickets at a time. So sorry the rest of the 366 people. I'm so sorry. Only 10 of you can come. Though you can rent out entire theater. You could do that online in their website. They actually do have that feature. You can rent out entire theater. I think that applies to, every day. And a lot of AMC theaters have that option. And actually, it's not that expensive. I was actually shocked when I saw the price. I think it was like $200 for renting the theater. So look at this beautiful decoration. All kind of old movie style, paying tribute to the old Wonder Theaters here in New York City, which were built by Lowe's. Lowe's was acquired by AMC a little bit less than 20 years ago. Wendy says, "Oh no, please pick me, George, Ron, and Laureen." I'll show you here. Look at this. Some arcade machines. I love these arcade machines. And I think George's crew really love this. This is a great movie theater to watch the new classic, the movie that will become America's next top movie. A movie that will transcend the artistic value of Citizen Kane. A movie that will become more iconic than Stanley Kubrick's films. That movie, of course, ladies and gentlemen, I have the poster right over here. Cue the music. It's Spider-Man. No Way Home. Stay tuned. I promise I'm not sponsored by Marvel. No Spider-Man arcade game? No, unfortunately not. Look at this old Lawrence of Arabia poster. And we're heading right now up to the biggest IMAX theater in New York City. This is the second largest IMAX screen, I think, after the one in London. So this is the biggest IMAX you'll probably see in this area of the world. I love the colors too. And the way to enter the IMAX is through here. But cool thing is you can just easily stroll in here if you just want to see the decorations. One of the best ones in the city. I wish I could go. Sharon says the original Bernardo actually wore black shirt and pants with a red leather jacket. Yeah, they're changing up the style. So it's not, luckily, a full remake. And we can see the views of Broadway right over here. Alma is loving the colors. I'm so glad, Alma. Thank you so much for tuning in to Marvel in DC. Well, I definitely do love Marvel. Is this the IMAX theater too? Yep, it is, Christina. I wish I can go inside to show you a peek inside, but it will require me buying a ticket and somehow not getting caught with the camera. Any Matrix 4 promo? Yeah, it's downstairs. Wendy wants to know, Ariel, if you can sneak her in the emergency entrance door. So I can neither confirm nor deny that I knew all the secrets in how to sneak into the movie theater here in many places in New York. I can neither confirm nor deny that. But I can neither confirm nor deny that I knew how to watch an IMAX film for free, or that I knew how to movie hop and see 2 or 3 or 4 movies. I can neither confirm nor deny that my record is seeing 4 movies in one day for the price of 1. I can neither confirm nor deny. That's what I'll say. SVL says that's Broadway 64th, 68th. Broadway and 68th, yeah. Yeah, Broadway and 68th. Upper West Side. Technically, people might call this Lincoln Square neighborhood. Wendy says, I'm small, put me in your pocket. Do you already go by the John Lennon Memorial? Yeah, it was in the beginning. So excited for Spider-Man No Way Home. And I wish I could show you the inside. Maybe I'll do an Instagram story. I think I did it a long time ago, but I'll do another one. Show you the inside one of these days. Maybe I'll do a short TikTok. I want to see Dune in IMAX. Movie was mad, but IMAX is cool, says Scott. Yeah, it is. The IMAX is worth it if you watch a film that has been filmed in IMAX. Robert says, how many Spider-Man movies are there? So Robert, technically this one is the 3rd one out of the Marvel series. But this Spider-Man refers to 5 other Spider-Man movies. So it's 5 plus 3. 8 movies so far. This 3rd one from Marvel Cinematic Universe actually references the other 2 franchises of Spider-Man. So recommend Lincoln Square. BBH says, what was the last movie you saw? Last movie I saw was House of Gucci. Really great movie. Did enjoy it. Dramatic, kind of soap opera-ish type of film. In 1974, I snuck into the cinema when I was 13 years old to see The Exorcist. Says David, was it a big mistake? I can imagine it might be traumatizing if you were younger. I definitely have been traumatized by a few horror films when I was very little. What's the past? What with possible cameos by all the Spider-Man actors? That's voting. I would say yeah. All right. So here is a. Esfield says, with great power comes great heartburn. Indeed it does, especially black pepper. Here are always, this is always decorated, but it works for Christmas. I'll show you a little bit of decorations here. George says the last movie I saw in the movie theater was 300. Oh my God, George, that's like 10 plus years ago, 12 years ago, more, 15 years ago. Lorraine says, I think I only saw one Spider-Man movie. Oh, Lorraine, how could you? Have all food emporiums closed? Ah, what is a food emporium? Are you talking about the chain of supermarkets? I think so. I don't think that chain exists anymore. I think Seatown is still around. So I've been very about the different locations featured in Spider-Man movies. Let me know if you would like to see that. Moment. It would be so weird to step into a movie theater again, says Mark. Yeah, agreed. So here are there more decorations here across the block. And here's the ABC 7. Here and Ryan, I think, right? If anyone can confirm, but I think this is where they film it. Esfield says, I got trashed my Food Emporium loyalty card. Well, don't quote me on that. Still don't know 100% sure if they actually have closed all of them down. And here are some Christmas trees. So this is a new place that opened up here. It's a chain now because the original one is Soho. La Botaniste. La Botaniste is great vegan food. So if you are a vegan or looking for any type of vegan food, this is a great place. I got myself a big metal pole. Belief system. And hence I got a big metal pole instead of a tree. Irene says, how much is it for a Christmas tree? I don't know, but I think they range between $40 to $100, I think. Esfiel says, I think you need some coffee, says Esfiel. Do I sound tired, Esfiel? Do I sound sleepy? I'll just chill. It's the first time I noticed there is a statue on top of here. I never noticed that. On top of the Church of Latter-day Saints, right next to the American Folk Art Museum, which is free, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. You can go to the American Folk Museum for free. Maybe says you sound a little bit down. I'm chilled out. Esfiel says, can you please show Lincoln Center? Yes, that's my intention. Bella says, Bob, as always. Yeah, Bob here, hanging out with his friends, Frank, Ziomata. Penny and Cooper are not there. So here's Lincoln Center. Let's see if it's open. I hope it's open. Let's see. Hey, Renee! Renee says cows in French says meh, rather than moo. Meh. I miss this coffee shop. You know, I never tried it, but I do miss it. I wish I would have tried it before. This is the Alice Tully Hall, which is, here they have the chamber music theater. And I do highly recommend visiting there if you ever have the chance, because it's a beautiful, beautiful theater. Mr. Bowman says, where is Juilliard? We're actually coming up right at Juilliard over here. It's this next building that I think they're attached together. Yeah, they're attached. Susie says, do I have a favorite song from West Side Story? I do have a favorite song from West Side Story. The one I kept playing over and over and over again was Something's Coming. I love that song. So here's the J Sharp Museum. I mean, J Sharp Theater, but it's part of Juilliard. Right over here is Juilliard. But yeah, my favorite song from West Side Story is Something's Coming, followed by America. Dwayne says, good to be with you and your viewers. Hey, Dwayne. Maureen says, have lunch on me. Maureen, oh, thank you so much. Maureen, I actually had a pretty big lunch now. Well, thank you so much. If you, I'm not sure if you send a PayPal, but I will use that for featuring food in the upcoming videos. Today, I'm now so full because of the 2 gigantic slices of pizza. Renee says, check out David Sylvian's version of Somewhere. Somewhere? Is that one of the songs from West Side Story? Who is your favorite actor or actress from New York City? Ooh, oh, that is a good question. That is a very good question. I would say my favorite actor based in New York right now, who's living, would have to be Jake Gyllenhaal. I really do appreciate him. He's very good at everything he does. His seminal role that is Oscar worthy is when he played Mysterio in Spider-Man Far From Home. When it comes to actress based in New York City, that I gotta think about. Favorite actress based in New York City. Let us know. Who's your favorite actor or actress from or living in New York City? Renee is quoting Jake Gyllenhaal's performance in Brokeback Mountain. I can't quit loving you. So ladies and gentlemen, what does this look like? Let me know. What does this look like to you? Maureen sent 1,000 stars. Oh, Maureen, thank you so much. Picasso says Sarah Jessica Parker. She is a great New York City actress. Her husband, Matthew Broderick, even though he hasn't been in too many movies recently, he's great as well. Marissa Tomei. Oh yeah, Marissa Tomei. Beautiful, beautiful actress. Great in all her movie roles, including Spider-Man Far From Home, one of her best roles. I saw Jennifer Connelly. Yeah, I think she's a New Yorker. I think she is. Jennifer Connelly. She was in Requiem for a Dream. Was one of their first major roles. Well, a very intense movie that's based in the Coney Island area of Brooklyn. Highly recommend watching it. James Cagney. Well, that is an old school actor. Yeah, James Cagney, another old school New York actor. No Christmas decorations here. I am shocked. What? But there's a Medusa head for some reason. I think it looks like a Medusa head. It's a Medusa head. We'll zoom in. Hey! Why not start a second channel, says Rick. Urbanist, where you only explore suburbs. Urbanist would get very boring very quickly. Walking in the suburbs, especially American suburbs, is such a bore. I never have had anything so mind-numbingly boring in my life. I'd rather walk through the Gobi Desert than walk through an American suburb. It's terrible, terrible. Have I ever toured the Noguchi Museum? Scott, no, I have not. I have not toured them. I might reach out to them so I can actually finally cover them. I have reached out to them before. We never got managed to get a date together to feature it, but maybe soon. So yeah, weird statue. Probably symbolizing something operatic. Wendy says, don't look into her eyes. Well, yeah, indeed it is Medusa. And no Christmas decorations. Lincoln Center, what happened here? What happened, Lincoln Center? Can anyone offer any explanations as to why there is no holiday decorations, no holiday spirit here in one of New York City's greatest plazas? Lauren says, have you been to California? I've been once in my life. I went to Los Angeles many, many years ago. A little bit more than 10 years, a little bit less than 10 years ago. Maureen says, looks scary. It's empty. I'm not sure what happened. There's not even tourists here. No Christmas decorations. What happened to Lincoln Center? Not so much as a wreath or a tree, says Susie. Yeah. This is usually so well decorated during the holidays, and nothing. Dwayne says, why does it look so quiet? I'm not sure. Something happened here, Lincoln Center. Something happened. Maybe we should investigate. Shanta says, doesn't feel like Christmas. Nope. I'm sorry to disappoint, ladies and gentlemen. I came here thinking, like every year, it would be beautifully decorated. But nope. No candy corns. No Santa's beard. No Christmas trees. No Norwegian spruces. And Susie says not even a wreath. Not even a mistletoe. Just scaffolding. Rebel says they follow Festivus. That's why it's all the scaffolding. It's all the metal poles which are necessary for the celebration of Festivus. If people don't know, Festivus is a reference to a very funny episode of Seinfeld, which I actually finally saw in full last night. And it's George's dad, who's played by Jerry Stiller, very famous actor. I think he has since passed away, father of Ben Stiller, who forced poor George, his own son, to celebrate a made-up holiday called Festivus. And instead of a Christmas tree, they use a huge metal pole. And Rebel's referencing the episode where part of the Festivus tradition is to do an air of grievances, where you tell everyone why you disappoint them. And you have to tell them on the dinner table, around the dinner table. Yeah, well, ladies and gentlemen, so sorry. No Christmas is to be seen here. I'm a bit sad about the lack of Christmas spirit here in Lincoln Center. And they didn't even keep the beautiful greenery that they had in the summertime. Though I do recommend, if you do come here, you can still celebrate the Christmas spirit by singing the Magic Flute, which is originally written by Mozart. It's a great opera in English, because usually the operas here in their native tongue. There's not that many English-speaking operas out there, maybe like Handel and a few others, but there's not that many. So this is one of the few operas that are performed here in English, and it's a great story, and it's great for kids, and it's not too long. It's not 4 hours long like a Handel opera, but it's like 2 hours. And it's a really, really great show. Highly recommend if you're coming here with the family. And if you do have the budget, do the orchestra seating. It's such a pleasure, such comfortable seating down there. George says, so sad, this is the reason I'm an atheist now. George has renounced all religions because of no Lincoln Center. All right, let's go to the corner Central Park. Hopefully that is decorated, and maybe peek into the mall at Time Warner Center. Christmas, or do you time travel spring 2022? Says Ludo. It looks like it. Yeah. Tree here. Jen says the Grinch stole Lincoln Center's Christmas. Yeah, they did. He did indeed. Damn Grinch. Also, if you're here with kids during the season, go watch the Nutcracker. Yeah. That's an interesting recommendation. You know, I don't usually recommend it because the Nutcracker has made me fall asleep numerous times. I think Magic Flute is a little bit more engaging in that respect, but it is a beautiful show, yeah. Maureen says, celebrating the birth of baby Jesus. Maureen, thank you again so much for the 1,000 stars. I will be using those stars for featuring food in the near future. Oh, look at, there's ballet shoes here. Let us know, what's your favorite Christmas show here in New York City? There is the Nutcracker, as Fields mentioned. There is the the Magic Flute, which is not technically Christmas themed, but is always played during Christmas. There is the Christmas Carol, which sometimes is in Madison Square Garden. And the Christmas Spectacular is another one. Deanna says, I love all your live stream interactions and walks. Thank you so much. Everyone, slam that like button at this very moment in time, so we can get more people to tune into these broadcasts and enjoy all the wonderful, wonderful explorations of New York City in a friendly, personable, spontaneous manner. I gotta sit down for a little bit so I can put on my gloves and my hat because it's pretty cold. Do you have a pantomime? No, we don't have a pantomime tradition like the UK. No, we don't, unfortunately. Deanna says smashed. Wendy says slammed. Shared this video and slammed it. Thank you so much. Okay. Facebook is indeed giving double stars. So Maureen, and technically you have given 2,000 stars. So thank you so much. So Facebook is doubling stars. I wish YouTube would do that. That would be nice. They could have at least put a tree up here. Yeah. I mean, usually they have decorations on the venues, but this time they don't. Have you seen Handel's Messiah? No, I only seen one Handel opera, and I forgot the name. It was a woman as the main character, and I saw it back in 2019. No, I saw it 2020, January of 2020, and I fell asleep. It was a great nap, though. Very great nap. I never had such a peaceful nap. Ida also gave you 1,000 stars. Thank you so much, Ida. I appreciate the 1,000 stars. Thank you. A local pantomime will be watching the Uncle Floyd show with Augie. I don't know too much about it. Thank you so much, Renee, for the super chat. Chilean pesos. Right behind the Christmas tree is our friend Dante Alighieri, the writer of The Inferno. Actually, this is one of 3 Italian heroes featured in West Side, all along Broadway. We are in the middle one. This is Dante Alighieri. I wish I would have pointed to the first one, but we passed by it briefly. Close to the pizzeria where we stopped by was Verdi, the famous opera writer, who wrote the song I think called Rigoletto, which is a great, great song. And then we're gonna go to good old Christopher Columbus, who maimed and tortured my ancestors. But we'll go to Christopher Columbus. Let's go. Kathy says another great tour. Oh, Kathy, I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying this tour. I have 2 more restaurant recommendations here if you're going to the opera or to any of the shows here. There's also a great movie theater here in Lincoln Center. I would recommend first Clark's if you're looking for more of a Irish pub vibe. It's a restaurant, but has an Irish pub vibe. And great classic American food and great cocktails, actually. However, if you want a little bit of a more modern American vibe, go to the Smith, which I featured last year in the live video. If you want to see that dinner that I had during the snowstorm, the Smith, great, great restaurant. PJ Clark's is so old. Yeah, it is a classic New York City spot. I love it every time I go. The Smith too. The Smith is great. Smith also has brunch, so if you want to come in here earlier, Smith is a better choice for brunch. Just don't look this store directly in the eye, though. This one, no. Don't look it directly in the eye. What restaurant in New York City serves lamb? You know, lamb is not popular here in America, period. If you're looking for lamb, you will have to go mostly to ethnic restaurants. And the best one, in my opinion, for lamb is Cafe Mogador in Williamsburg. And there's another one in East Village. So here, I'm not sure if this is going to open up. Oh, it is open. It is open. Okay. You guys wanted me to show you a cool little indoor garden and also how to buy cheaper tickets for Lincoln Center. Let me know if you want to find out. Rosalind says, I like lamb. As Steve Carell said in the great film Anchorman, I love lamb. Let's go inside. Oh no. It's closed because I think they're doing some, I think it's like a voting day. Yeah. No, yeah, it's closed. Yeah, not open to the public. Usually open to the public, but I think with COVID they changed the rules. But hopefully when this opens up again, you'll be able to buy your cheaper tickets to Lincoln Center shows. It was a great indoor dining spot as well. Here's AAA if you need your international driver's license. Pro tip for anyone, any Americans traveling, New Yorkers traveling abroad. Ludo says lamb loves you. Wendy is singing the classic song Jingle Bells, Batman Smells, Robin laid an egg. La 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 la. I forgot the rest of the words for the for the modern version of Jingle Bells. And if you couldn't tell, we're still surrounded by high-rises. It's a very, very tall neighborhood here in Upper West Side / Lincoln Square. Leg of lamb is a popular U.S. dinner. Funky. Is it really funky? Where in the U.S.? I am hard-pressed to find Americans that eat lamb. Very hard-pressed. I think a lamb roast is eaten once in a while, but it's not as common as the UK and many other countries around the world. Bonzo is Irish. Hey, Bonzo. Welcome. Deanna says my mom will always cook lamb for Easter. Sarah says I love lamb. Yes. Who wants to go to Target? Target, very fancy brand up there with Gucci. Target. Watch out if you go inside. It's a very fancy place. And then across the street, there's another very fancy location. Very fancy location called Chaussee. Chaussee. And West Elm. Go to Chaussee and Target. You want a really fancy experience. I call Target when talking to my sister. I thought I was the only one who did this as Rebel. No, Rebel. Target must be respected. It's a classic luxury brand here in the US. Deanna, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. That's so nice of you. Here's Billionaires Road at Central Park Tower, the tallest tower right now in New York City by roof height. It doesn't have a spire, so it's not taller than the Freedom Tower, but that roof is taller than the Freedom Tower right over there. Who wants to live in that penthouse? Let me know. So someone left a very generous super chat. Everyone, a round of hearts to Deanna, along with many of the super chatters and star senders today. We have encountered some music, like the covers of the Beatles earlier in the broadcast. I do get demonetized for those videos. And then Facebook, the videos now are disappearing after 60 days. So thank you so much for your super chats and stars for this show to continue thriving and moving forward. Let's go towards Columbus Circle. Let me see if I can show you the inside of the mall. They're a little bit picky about cameras, so don't mind me if I run away from security before they tackle me. Don't mind me if I do that. But if we get in, it's good. Deanna says, I'm here for you. Oh, thank you so much, Deanna. All right, let's go. I've never been to jazz at the Lincoln Center. I'm very tempted to go one of these days. Let me know if anyone has been and recommends it. All right, so I gotta be subtle over here. So don't mind me if I point the camera a little bit down. So there's a nice lounge here, Ascent. Beautiful bar. Maureen says, I think he's going to get us a bag, of course. Well, it's a Louis Vuitton, let me know. Ooh, they have a piano. Another bar here. Bar Masa. Becky says I'm nervous. So here's amazing views. So the reason I'm coming in here is because I want to show you these views. Also, there's also decorations underneath us, which I'll show you once I go to the 3rd floor. But here we get to see Christopher Columbus. Named because of the statue, Columbus Circle. And this is actually the main circle where it was featured in Ghostbusters, where the big puff marshmallow man attacks the city, is right over here. He comes in through this area right over here. And the building we're in right now is also the main building that is collapsed on each other in the film Cloverfield. Stunning views, yeah, stunning views. Stunning views. This is a great bar, I assume, too. Come here. Propose to your hubby. And here's another restaurant. Lots of restaurants up here. Here, there should be the restaurant per se. I'm not sure where it is. So here, there should be the very famous, probably one of the most expensive restaurants, I think, in New York City. It's called Per Se. If anyone knows exactly where it is in this building, I don't see it here. Maybe it's this one, but I can't see the title. It doesn't look like it. So let's go downstairs. Erica, what's the building called? Time Warner Center building. There's an H&M here. Very fancy place, and there's an H&M. And here is a restaurant called Tartinery. Great views as well. Let's go over here. And pro tip, everyone, nice public bathrooms here. They're kept pretty clean all the time. So here, the holiday decorations of Columbus Circle. Janina says, that's my shop, H&M. The view is unique. It is unique, yeah. Lorene is wanting a Tory Burch purse. Okay, everyone. Right down there is Whole Foods. And here's Ken. There's Amazon Books here as well. And there's a place called Bluebird London. Let me know if anyone has tried any of these restaurants. And there's a Momofuku noodle bar. Ah, cool. I don't know how these places stay in business with little foot traffic. So these places are technically part of the residents right above us. Those residents pay a whole lot of money for maintenance. Let me know, there's a specific name. One of the names of the fees is maintenance, but there's another fee. And that fee goes to maintaining the building overall, including the retail in the building, as far as my understanding. So yeah, the very rich residents up above us are probably paying for this as well, for the maintenance of this mall, which you can sometimes tell that some residents do kind of dine in these restaurants. Now, some of these apartments above us are actually pretty controversial because they're not bought by people, but they're bought by corporations. And these corporations have fake names, and these fake names, or not fake names, but kind of these generic weird names, is because they're hiding the identity. They're hiding the identity of like Russian oligarchs.
So Karen sent me this picture when she was doing the photo shoot here.
Oh yeah.
She did, oh, these are
A very expensive glasses store. And we got Ted Baker. Ooh, they have a Toomey store. Ah, I gotta come back here. I've been meaning to check out Toomey. They have Ted Baker. Robert says no pics with the statue. Okay, I'll tell you why. So everyone who wants to go to Coach, great store. They have amazing styles, famous for their purses and leather goods. Who wants a Coach? 50% off. Oh, so Per Se is in here for sure. I think it's just a little bit further up. Per Se. So Per Se is a very, very fancy restaurant, known as one of the top high-end restaurants in New York City. I actually really tempted to say, hey, I want to do a TikTok. Let me know if I should try to Per Se. Oh yeah, Coach. It's a really, really great brand, up there with Target and Chazé. Highly recommend checking out Coach. Great brand. Just like Starbucks. So our final stop, let's go. Kulon says it's about the 4th floor. Thank you so much, Kulon, Per Se. So right over here, let's go and see the decorations at the corner of Central Park, the southwest corner of Central Park, the grand entrance. Coach even makes furniture. Oh, that's great for Coach. Coach is up there with Fendai and Goosey. And Super May is very good. If you're into streetwear, try Super May. Okay, so another thing about the residents inside there is, yes, some of them might be people involved in illicit activities. I think one of the more famous stories is Russian mafia, who was associated with some of the richest Russian oligarchs that lives in one of these buildings. Tom Brady bought one of these apartments as well under a... did that. Individuals or companies buy these apartments as kind of a tax loophole. So I'm not sure what they're doing. Another thing is they also sometimes buy it, but they don't live there. Some of these billionaires, but their family members live there, or like people like 3 times removed from them live there. And they kind of just lend it out to other people. So there's a lot of kind of shady, complicated stuff that happens in these apartments. Very interesting topic when it comes to high-end New York City real estate. It isn't as simple as, I'm a very rich person, want to buy a very rich apartment, I'm gonna live there. Usually not that simple. And then now I realize that's why they probably don't like people filming in there. Now I realize. It's because there might be some shady people inside there, or very high-end, notable people inside there, like a Tom Brady. That might be the reason why they don't want people to film inside that mall. But it's a public area. I'm going to film anyway, unless if I am specifically told off, and I wasn't told off this time. But yeah, very interesting stuff. Let's cross. All those towers on Berliners Row have the same problem. Yep, a lot of them are pretty damn empty because people buy them, but they don't actually live there. Did they shoot Ellen DeGeneres here? I'm not sure where they shot Ellen DeGeneres. Let us know. Where's Ellen DeGeneres located? It's funny because in Cloverfield, the girlfriend of one of the main characters lives there, and it's like a pretty normal studio apartment, I think, in the film. But no, that wouldn't be real studios if it were reality. Janina says, and now coffee. I will be showing the... I'll showcase interesting coffees at some point. But here's the market. A lot of these stores are the same ones from Union Square. So you will see pretty much the same things. This time is a lot smaller. It used to be a little bit more dense. Beautiful jewelry. Here's the entrance to Central Park. And some food. Here we have Sea Park, which is seafood sandwiches and quesadillas. We have waffles and dinges. Great classic New York City waffle place. Gwen, nice to see you here. Welcome, Gwen, and everyone else who's tuning in. AR, thank you so much for tuning in. Did you get a Christmas tree? I do not have Christmas trees, so. So here's Cafe Toscana, also known for their bombolinos, which are Italian donuts stuffed with jelly. And Breezy Hill, known for its cider. Oh, we have the Korean dogs that we tried in Union Square. OK Dog, that's the name. And we have empanadas from Criollas. Empanadas from Criollas. Everyone, let us know, let us know. A lot less stores than years prior, which is a bit sad. So this used to be very densely packed with a lot of stores and food. There's a few more here. This field says, while your Spanish is so on point, yes. Yo hablo español muy bien. El español mío es excelente. Me encanta los empanadas de Criollas. They should make the market more compact, says Rebel. They actually made all the markets less compact. They used to be more packed, including Union Square. Union Square is the more denser of the bunch, but Union Square even used to be even more dense. So they kind of lighten up this year overall. That's so interesting. Swedish fish. George says que qué? El español muy bien de mí. My Spanish is very good. Mildred says it's pronounced Criollas. Yes, it's Criollas. They're trying to get people to social distance more. Indeed they are. Who said that? Let's see. Scott, yes. Hey, Christopher. And here's Billionaires Row. Look at all those billions and billions of apartments right over here. Who wants one of these? Let us know. I'm giving away Billionaires Row apartments. Sign up now. You might be the lucky winner. You might get that one from Steinway Tower. You might get that other one. I don't know whose name. You might get this one. I like the style of this one. You might get the one behind it, Central Park Tower. Sign up. Billionaires Row apartment giveaway. Here, official Christmas giveaway. We're going Mr. Beast style here on Urbanist. Bella signs up, says me. Wendy signs up, me. I'll take 3, please, says Rebel. Only 1 entry per person, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get too greedy. 1 entry per person. Oh, I love this. I love when this happens all the time here in New York. There's always an owner who's walking their dog, and their dog just gives up. It gives up in the middle of the way. It just is tired of the owner's shit. It's tired of being leashed up all the time, and the dog just no longer wants to abide anymore. The dog is petitioning its freedom from its slave owner.
And
the dog is doing what is called a sit-in, civil disobedience, following the long tradition of the people who fought for civil rights here in the U.S. Hashtag free all dogs, everyone. You ever seen the film 12 Monkeys? In the presence of children, the dog becomes much more friendlier. thing is, when those kids grow older and they leash their own dogs, it too will also cease to abide anymore and just lay down there on the floor. So hashtag free all dogs. It's a campaign to go across cities around the world and snap all those leashes off and let the dogs run free, making the classic song from the late 1990s, "Who Let the Dogs Out," become into fruition. So thank you everyone so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. If you want to see bonus content, such as the preview to the new sharks exhibit in the American Museum of Natural History, I do a walkthrough. It's going to be posted tomorrow. Patreon.com/Urbanist. You'll get a bonus walkthrough, one of the exhibitions about sharks. I will be posting a shorter TikTok version, but if you want to see the full, longer version, you can become a patron. And there's a lot of bonus videos, a lot of stuff featuring museums and exhibitions, things like that. So stay tuned, everyone. Thank you so much for becoming a patron, for supporting the show in various ways. Thank you so much for tuning in and pressing that like button. I appreciate all of you. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.